You're listening to 1069 Click FM, live in color.
It is very weird to think what this season might have been if not for, certain events occurring the way that they did. Yes, happy Friday indeed. Oh boy. We got a lot to talk about today on Ass Talk. Hey everybody, it's Jim B here on 1069 Click FM. And this is a rarely occurring thing that I do here on the station, which is Ass Talk. Just sitting down for a basic talking about stuff in the sports world that either we may have missed or myself putting my dumb little thoughts out there, basically trying to sort through all of the noxious clouds of sports prognostication to find some nuggets of truth. And if all else fails, we talk to the duck. Maybe they know. Hopefully that's not the only fountain of knowledge that we'll have today, because I will gladly take any corrections or news from you that you think might be helpful or interesting to me. But I hope you're all doing well today on this Friday, that you've been holding on whatever way you can. Oh yes. Duck will never go away, John Jay. Never. Never go away. So, like I said at the top of the chat, I just spent some time looking through the system for the NCAA college football playoff that has been expanded in the number of teams that are involved. We've got 12 teams, 4 of them getting a bye. Boise State gets in over Georgia because they ran out of at-large picks by the time they got to Georgia, and Boise State is apparently the 5th highest ranked conference championship. That would be if everything ended today. So I don't know how angry Georgia fans will be about it, but the only thing that I really object to is the fact that they are taking other bowl games, which, if you don't know, the postseason of NCAA football in this country has not been shy about becoming just a bloated, over-sponsored mess. So much to the point now that even when I go back and look at all of the bowl games that happen, like the names of the bowl games themselves, like the Hawaii Bowl, the Liberty Bowl, the Peach Bowl, they all have the sponsor name permanently slapped to the front, it seems. And so now they're going to be taking, as they say for this year, a number of these games in the college football playoffs will also count as the Fiesta Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Peach Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, and then the semifinals will be the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. So, one team on its way to a national championship is not only going to acquire, the big title belt, but also like a couple mid and lower card belts along the way. This total show of dominance type of shit that they used to do in the WWE. I imagine that they still do from time to time when they really want to give someone nuclear heat. Hey, Luke. Hope you're doing well. I'm just chilling back and wondering how much of the college football playoff I'm going to be able to stand. Well, if part of my brain survived the election, maybe the other part can survive this too. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't see Missouri in the if it ended today listening. So, so, well, 2 L's is better than better than a lot of teams. And yeah, I did have it on assurance from the random woman that I talked to in a Hoosiers sweatshirt today that yes, the Indiana fans are going absolutely bonkers at the fact that one, their team is still undefeated, and two, they are in, you know, serious contention for the first time since the 1960s. So, yeah, I think we might just have to root for them by default. Yeah, well, I figure I usually get most of what I want to say out during the stupid sports streams themselves. So I gotta really have a couple things built up, and more often it's just a whole lot of little things all at once. Because hey, people can go into the finer details much better than I do, and I'm not going to be. Wait, okay, this is something I didn't know about. Chad Kelly missing the Grey Cup. All right, let's head off to the CFL site itself. All right. Chad Kelly Argonauts. Oh, holy crap. Whoa, that's a recovering from surgery on his badly broken leg. Ooh, I had completely missed all of it. Oh. I did not need the detail about how he. No, that was bad detail. Ooh, I think I'll save that scathing editorial until later. Uh, yeah. You know, I think True North, the best and kindest thing that I can say is that I don't know if it's exactly the same feelings that I have about Harrison Butker. Might be in the same ballpark, but yeah, I just oh yeah, he if he does come back, it would probably have to be later in the season. Oh man, well that really changes how I am evaluating this upcoming game against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who I am going to be honest, I kind of wrote off when they had that dip early in the season, but they've come roaring back. They took first, and now it kind of looks like they're going to run over the Argos on Sunday. Unless Cameron Dukes or whoever is going to be starting has the absolute game of their life. Oh dear, and now I finally realized why I couldn't find Jalen Reeves-Maben's name on the roster, and that's because he is on the injured list. Cool. More to Watson than to Butker? Well, yeah, that's also an unfortunate detail, Luke. Very unfortunate. William, how you doing? I hope Thursday's game filled you with mirth and excitement. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, cheering for injuries is just awful. It's along that line. It's along that old quote of, and I forget who said it. I have never actively wished for someone's death, but I have read more than a few obituaries with some great pleasure. Yeah, more competitive, but hey, would be a real testament to the rest of Toronto's roster if they could pull off the win on this. Wisconsin plays Arizona tonight. Men's college basketball. Arizona is ranked 9th. What do you give the Badgers' chances, Logan? Also, it does need to be pointed out once again, in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers are the only undefeated team left. They are 13-0. They have 7 road wins, the second best point differential behind the OKC Thunder. See, William, I wouldn't forget. Yeah. Yeah. I think I saved most of my other comments for that, for the rundown of the NFL teams. As far as just looking at the NBA standings, I mean, pleasantly surprised to see the Orlando Magic up here. Maybe they can hold on for the rest of the season, at least get in through the play-in round. I guess it's nice to see them competitive again. An early surge from Golden State and Phoenix. Yep, mid-season rundown tonight. And oh, look at that. Los Angeles Lakers are 7-4. Ah. And we can't give all the credit to Bronny, I suppose, but, you know, the morale boost. Meantime, the Minnesota Timberwolves are... Oh. Okay. All right. You know what? Hang on. Yeah, We're definitely going to have to address this. Hang on. Yeah. Well, see, Monty, that's one of two pieces of bad news that I hadn't considered was deeply affecting you today. Well, the fact that boxing is dead, but also, well, that the Minnesota Timberwolves are, yeah. You saw that too, huh? Yeah. I think he was sleeping when I was writing my notes earlier, so I don't know how much he knows about what I have to say about the Vikings. I believe the public consensus on that as well, True North, is like, we just hope Tyson punches his head clean off his body. And once again, we don't root for injuries, but I just want an injury like, if anybody ever saw the film by Robert Zemeckis, Death Becomes Her, like, some of the gruesome injuries that happened to Meryl Streep's character in that movie, ideally, one of the ones that happens with a shovel. That's the one I'm thinking of. And yeah, feel free to go look up all the clips if you want. If you want the reference, I will just leave it there. All right. Now that I've put it off for long enough, I'm going to run down my thoughts on every team in the NFL so far. I'm going to start with all the division leaders and then work through the divisions one by one. Just so you know, and so I don't accidentally assign any sort of ranking based on who I mention first. Just trying to be as fair as possible. And so, oddly enough, we will start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. Russell Will gets his career going again, and the Proud Boys of Pittsburgh, it's the color scheme, you understand, are leading the AFC North. Holy crap. Uh, I'm not going to say too much except for Steelers fans. Remember all these years that you had to deal with Tom Brady? Yeah, meet the new boss. Same as the old boss. Oh man. Watch along of the fight. Oh, I'll probably just work on the playlist like True North recommended. All right, the Houston Texans. No one in the AFC South has a positive point differential on the season so far. The Texans are at -2, and they are in first place still at 6-4 after a rough skid. I am not going to count them out yet. Hopefully they can get some of their defensive line back and turn things around on the rush defense. Show that they belong in the playoffs. I just hope they won't have to put it all on the shoulders of CJ Stroud. The Buffalo Bills. So far this season, they have lost to playoff contenders and one against mid/floundering teams. I am not going to say the upcoming game against the Chiefs will show what kind of team you really are, because, well, the Chiefs have God on their side, who so loved the world that he sacrificed Harrison Butker's knee for a right laugh. I'd say the Lions would be a good litmus test. Rest of the schedule feels like a tube ride down the creek, just past the beer. Enjoy yourself. Kansas City, it's the Chiefs. They'll be okay. Philadelphia Eagles. This team could very easily take the number one spot from the Pride if we're not careful, but I am worried that kind of lackluster passing attack could lead to an early exit in the playoffs. Now, keep the defense healthy, and I think the fans will be chowing down on the horse apples in no time. Yeah, Bills-Lions is going to be a riot. I don't remember offhand. Is that going to be in... Is that going to be in the Ford Field or in... Oh, it is a game at Ford Field. Oh, man. You know what? I have a feeling that a lot of Bills fans are going to be willing to travel and make just as much noise and be just as crazy. Wow. True North contributing to the sports gambling knowledge that you needed for today. Those are your odds for getting money on Rodgers retiring and Rodgers requesting a trade. Yeah. All right, where did we leave off? Oh, yeah. Okay, the Detroit Lions. Yes, we're still winning the games. Yes, our defense is very much bend, don't break. A phrase that, let's be honest, strikes fear into the heart of every football fan. Yes, everyone still wants to hire Ben Johnson, and a few media heads are trying to make noise for Aaron Glenn at the moment. Maybe pump the brakes. We've still got 4 more divisional games to go. I know 2 of them are against the Bears, but we ended up splitting with the Bears last season and splitting with the Packers, haven't forgotten. And I would not count out Chicago taking every opportunity they could to try to dig over a division rival. You know, especially one who would love to have that first round bye for the extra week of rest. So, yeah, you know, we're the big dog. We have targets on us now. And Jared Goff exited his perfection era with 5 interceptions. Ain't football grand? Atlanta Falcons. Guess you're winning the NFC South. Why not? Arizona Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals would be duking it out for second place, not leading the NFC West. And they're getting it done on the ground. Marvis Harrison Jr. is starting to appear more in the highlight packages for their games on the YouTubes. Yeah. You know, we all may have laughed at those crazy eyes clips that got circulated around the internet of their new coach, but we laughed at Dan Campbell too. I knew. Yeah, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. The Bears prove that time repeats on an infinite loop. Oh, we'll get there. Oh, the Jordan Love breakout game. You think, that's right, I believe Jordan Love has been cleared to play. You think he's going to go full pyro and torch the Bears secondary? All right, before we get there, we look in on the AFC East. Every week that Tua plays, I get a headache. I would say buy stock in Tylenol, but I also fear the number of recalls we are about to face in this country. Either way, there's not much I can say about the rest of the teams in the AFC East. I mean, none of them are even above 500 right now. The New York Jets. What a shame. New England Patriots. Healthy goal for this season. Finish ahead of the Jets. I believe in you. All right, over to the AFC North. Baltimore Ravens. Is good to see you still competing. Just call us if you get further along this time. Yeah. Oh, that cycle. Like I've mentioned before, I lived in Chicago. Actually, my first year was the year of the Super Bowl run where Kyle Orton took them to the game and then Lovie Smith started Rex Grossman. And I was there through Jay Cutler and the endless number of changes. The only ones that stick anymore are Trubisky and Fields. Want Winnipeg to win, but the Bombers have a history of choking in big games. Good bet to take Argos. All right. Good to know, True North. The Jets. Yeah, what a shame. So the Cincinnati Bengals. They lead the league in passing yards, and they are third in the AFC North. What a fall. The Cleveland Browns. Most sacked team still. I wonder if that's part of it is just the defensive coordinators saying, F it, go to town, but the healing can begin, at least until his leg recovers. Hello, MKI. Hope doing well. Just in the middle of my rundown of how I think all the NFL teams are doing this season so far. And we have finally reached the rest of the AFC South. Indianapolis Colts. See the Las Vegas Raiders. Tennessee Titans. See the Denver Broncos. Jacksonville Jaguars. New stadium, huh? Off to the AFC West. LA Chargers. I dig the defensive turnaround and, giving Mr. Herbert a reason to swim to shore instead of surfing off toward a better tomorrow. Either way, you're probably going to have to win at Arrowhead if you want more out of this season, and I do mean in the playoffs. Best of luck. Las Vegas Raiders. See the Tennessee Titans. Denver Broncos. See the Indianapolis Colts. And now, finally, we have reached the NFC. We will start in the East. Moose Harper, all I know is that they will make it as entertaining as they possibly can. Maybe if they'll even try to do the Bit in the Ear Part 2. and imagine that they'd have Jake doing it this time. So, Washington Commanders, hey, nice recovery, quick recovery, quicker than a lot of us thought it would be. Please don't break Jaden. And remember, you still haven't filled all of the seats at that two-man Landover. The Dallas Cowboys. Holy shit. I know people await the downfall every year. I know the Lions didn't help, especially with our O-linemen reporting eligible over a dozen times in that game. But Dak injured again, and the all-in season, bringing back Ezekiel Elliott. The loss of Dan Quinn is really showing, and this is always a question that I feel bad about asking out loud, but tomorrow the headline, doesn't matter how it happens, Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, dead. Are the Cowboys better off? Luke, I think he took it very personally. I think Dan Campbell will not be satisfied until at least one of our O-linemen catches a touchdown pass during this regular season. MKI, the mind, it reels. It absolutely reels. Yeah. I'm wondering if there is a point where that becomes the opinion of most of the Cowboys fans. Sort of like how, Washington was just waiting for Dan Snyder to go away. I hope they have True North. Now, William, I'm sorry for this. The New York Giants. I keep getting an awful image in my head, and it's of Deion Sanders filming his family as they do 32 different draft celebrations for Shador. Y'all are free to hop on the Lions bandwagon for the rest of this season. Let's just hope that y'all don't screw up the pick. Please don't. And now finally we have moved on to the most important division as far as I think a bit of this chat is concerned, the NFC North. The Minnesota Vikings. You're still around. There's no denying it. Some regressive performances by Darnold have us worried. But the stingy rushing defense, that can do some wonders. I guess we'll just see in Week 18. Oh, Green Bay Packers. You're still around. There's no denying it. Now, the turnover numbers have us worried. But Jordan Love has decided to trek to the Dark Tower and fulfill his destiny as the gunslinger. Go then. There are other worlds than these. And now off we go to the NFC South. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're still around. There's no denying it. Those New Orleans Saints. You fire Dennis Allen. Good start. You know what? I'm not expecting anything from Zadarius Smith, True North. Like I said before, that I hope he finds more exciting clubs to go to in Detroit than he ever did in Green Bay. I only say that because during my years work doing Lyft driving, and I've probably told this story before, I ended up taking this group of young women out to a club, and somehow the conversation came up that one of them had Zadarius Smith's phone number in her phone. And the way she told it, that at the time that he was still with Green Bay, that he and the other players would come down to Chicago because that's where those were the cool places for them to go out. And that anecdote has never left my mind whenever I think about Zadarius Smith. So, yeah, I'm not expecting much from him. Yeah, let's hope he doesn't find other ways to disappoint us, and we'll just leave it there. I think they want to get their money's worth at this point, Luke. That is all they want, is just their money's worth. And that is an incredible quote, MKI. I don't get to choose decisions. Okay, yep. No, you certainly don't. And finally in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers. You're still around. There's no denying it. I guess it's just always nice to see Bryce Young smile once in a while. Honestly, True North, I think they should play whatever song they think will elicit the highest pitched screaming that it possibly can from the captive Canadian audience. So, the San Francisco 49ers. I feel it's just easier to assume injuries and let the rest of the season play out. The LA Rams. You're back? You sure? Maybe want to wrap up Stafford in another layer of bubble wrap? You know, be careful. Good luck. And the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, Gino. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the 32 teams in the NFL so far this year. Truth be told, True North, I stayed away from anything related to the Jonas Brothers after getting exposed to one of Miley Cyrus's albums in my youth. I realized there was nothing worth it for me down that road. Yeah, finally writing back. I'm not sure everybody likes what he has to say, unfortunately. And folks, I think that's all I have got in my brain for today. We might get another one of these sooner, depending on how the college football playoffs shake out, because I gotta see if this system has any chance of backfiring on the networks in some way, just in case they have to cover some teams they really don't want to. Fingers crossed. Until that later time, we have finished this round of Ass Talk here on 106.9 Click FM. I'd like to thank you all for hanging out this afternoon. Wish you luck on the rest of this weekend. we will be back for college football tomorrow afternoon, Nebraska versus USC. If you want to stop by, we'd sure appreciate it. I think they'll be okay without Malik Willis. I trust them to make a good decision in the draft. This is Jim B on 106.9 Click FM saying thank you for tuning in. Take care of yourselves, and good night, Milwaukee, wherever you are.